back up a little bit.
Coming up on today's Wild West, we'll saddle up in Colorado for one of the wildest rides in the West, the Great American Horse Drive.
Having fun?
Oh my gosh, more than that. More than that.
Driving 500 horses, 60 grueling miles. And you'll meet the man, the family, and the ranch that make it all happen. It's all next on a thrilling episode of today's Wild West. The Wild West. It's still out there. We'll show you how to find it. This is today's Wild West. It's like city slickers on steroids. The Great American Horse Drive. In late May, in beautiful, rugged western Colorado, adventurers come from all over the country and around the world for a truly rare western experience, driving a herd of 500 horses more than 60 miles over 2 thrilling days, with most of that ride at a fast trot.
It's brutal. It gives you a real appreciation of cowboys.
The tough cowboys of Sombrero Ranches have been doing this spring drive since 1971. And in 1998, Sombrero began inviting paying guests to come along. Only about 50 get to go every year. The chance to ride with the horses is one hot ticket.
I'm really glad I did it, though. It's a lot of fun.
Sombrero is known as the biggest provider of rental horses in the country. Horses that spend their summers making memories at dude ranches, riding stables, Boy Scout camps, and the like. Plus fall hunting trips, and they even get hired for the occasional Western movie. The company also operates its own string of riding stables in the West, including Colorado's Rocky Mountain National Park. Come winter, these horses spend the cold months on 50,000 acres of winter grazing land Sombrero owns west of Craig, Colorado. And every spring, the big herd needs to be gathered from that winter range and driven the 60 miles to ranch headquarters, where they'll get shoes, shots, and a few tune-up rides before being shipped out to their summer destination. The horse drive that kicks off the season is pretty darn western. And if you like this kind of thing, it's hard to overstate just how cool it is to be part of it.
Both sets of my cheeks are hurting. These from riding and these from smiling.
I'm Jenny Beecher. I'm from Iowa. First time here.
You could feel the excitement and anticipation as the guests and the ranch staff met together for the very first time.
Y'all going to get to experience something that very few people in the United States are from.
Rex Walker founded Sombrero Ranches in 1959 with his late partner Pat Mantle, whose sister Quita would become Rex's bride.
I'd never wanted to be anything but a cowboy, and I kind of figured out how to do it.
Rex became a working cowboy at the age of 13 when he hired on as a wrangler at a Colorado riding stable. He was buying and selling horses while still in college and first met the Mantles when he came to the ranch to go deer hunting.
And when I finally went down to the Mantle home, it was like going back really 100 years in time.
Pat and Quita came from a legendary ranching family in the Browns Park area of western Colorado, where they grew up with no electricity or running water. Life was tough, and so were the Mantles.
I'll tell you how tough my father-in-law was. He was out gathering horses one time, cows, in February. He came back in and he had to call the house to get his wife to bring the hatchet out to chop his foot that was frozen to stirrups. That's how tough they were. But they were tough, tough human beings.
Today, Rex runs Sombrero with his adult children, 2 of whom were adopted.
We're the Rainbow family.
Carlos came from Mexico, and Donald came from South Phoenix.
South Phoenix, buddy.
Yeah.
We're proud of our heritage, we're proud of our family, and we're just happy to share it.
The partners started out with 1 riding stable and a handful of horses in Estes Park, Colorado.
We built a little stable. We didn't have running water, we didn't have electricity and nothing. We had no wood cook stove, and we finally got it open on July the 3rd. Took it 125 that day, and I said, man, this thing may work.
Over the years, Sombrero Ranches has at times owned more than 2,000 horses, and today it keeps about 1,500, spread out at several locations. Driving this herd of 500 will be plenty for us to handle, but first we newcomers need to learn how to do that. And it all begins when we meet our horses. Every rider is assigned 2 mounts, one for each of those hard 30-mile rides coming up on Saturday and Sunday.
When you're pulling back, pull back towards your belly button. Don't hold your hand up here, hold your hand near your neck.
It's Thursday when we first get introduced to our new four-legged friends in the ranch riding arena. And later, head out for a get-acquainted trail ride. Western Colorado is the beautiful, unspoiled American West.
Do you see the antelope, Wendy?
The 46 guests here for this year's drive are split into 4 teams.
Don't let the horses come to you. Be aggressive, ride to the horses.
Longtime horse drive wrangler Johnny Garcia is my team leader, and he's soon teaching us the do's and don'ts of horseback etiquette, rules of the road we'll need to work well together as we drive that big herd.
And I'm trying to be helpful, and I ride across Clinton like this without saying, excuse me, pardon me. I just insulted him.
This horse drive is no nose-to-tail ride, and we'll be at a fast trot for much of the adventure. Trotting, also known as jigging, is the gait of a horse that can be especially tough to handle if you're a new rider or simply not in shape. And unfortunately, not everybody who starts the horse drive will finish it.
It's a tough ride, and out of 40 guest riders, we'll have 20% can't make it.
Lee says you can improve your chances by getting in shape, taking riding lessons, and learning to trot.
Because there's a lot of trotting. We have people who have done a lot of trail rides, nose to tail, but when you get out here and start trotting for 30 miles, that's a little tough.
And team leaders are there to help, like Christy Kramer, a Denver area horse trainer and riding instructor.
You know, try and convey to the team that we will succeed, and we will make it through to the end from gate to gate. It's imperative that they do, and if they get tired or they can't make it, I'll take them with me and pony them. They will make it.
Those who complete the entire 60-mile ride will be rewarded with a very nice commemorative belt buckle.
If you have some fear, keep it on your shoulder. Just remember, it's teaching you to be cautious, not scared.
Her team members and every rider who's come for this adventure are a fascinating cross-section of America.
Here we go, 1, 2, 3.
You know, it's the nostalgia. It's just there's a 5-year-old cowboy inside of all of us, and sometimes it just has to come out.
Chris Allmendinger is a Tucson aerospace engineer. Greg Schaffner is a pilot from Dallas.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge, but it's fun. A lot of good instruction, a lot of good camaraderie between the wranglers and the other guests. So it's just been a great time.
I don't look at myself as dying of cancer. I'm just living with it.
And Nancy Reinisch, better known here as Nancy Ray, is battling stage 4 breast cancer.
Couldn't have found a better group of people to help a beginner know what they're doing. My group leader, Christy, everybody here at the ranch, I'm loving them. They make you feel pretty comfortable when you're pretty new at this sport. So I just want to say a big thank you to everybody at Sombrero Ranch.
And here at Sombrero, the Old West is alive and well.
What we're doing today is nothing different than we didn't do 150 years ago. Of course, we have the trucks and the trailers and all that kind of stuff, but the basic principle is just almost exactly the same thing they were doing then.
Yeah, I live in France.
And the chance to live the cowboy life still appeals to people all over the world.
Have you always wanted to be a cowboy?
Yeah, yeah. We have more and more people cowboying in France and weekends and so on. And we have tradition of horse in France.
In the morning, wranglers drive in the horses, then work in the corral, separating the horses we'll ride today from those that have the day off. Fun to watch the horses run, watch those cowboys work. Finding these well-broke horses that can handle any kind of rider is an ongoing challenge. Horses, of course, get older every day, and Sombrero scours the country to buy about 200 a year to keep the herd well-stocked, bringing in horses from Kentucky, Missouri, Minnesota, wherever they can track them down. And finding working cowboys is getting to be an even bigger challenge.
Our biggest problem is finding good people to run the stables and to do what we're doing here. And there's just very few people that even want to do it, much less have the ability to. And I don't know what the next 25 years is going to bring, but we need some more cowboys.
Cowboys like Nathan Brown.
I mean, I like horses, but
even more than that, I just like freedom.
The 31-year-old Nathan has been working throughout the West for the better part of 10 years at ranches in Texas, Wyoming, Arizona, even Argentina. He can ride, rope, shoe a horse, even build leather gear.
Just really every aspect of the whole lifestyle, I guess, is kind of taken over my lifestyle anyways.
Nathan can play the guitar as well. The music around the campfire caps off a fine first day on the Great American Horse Drive. May mornings in western Colorado start off frosty, and the horses are frisky. As Sombrero cowboys bring in the herd and sort the horses for another day's ride. It's the day before the horse drive. We're back in the saddle for some final instructions from Johnny Garcia.
If I'm a horse and I'm coming back to you guys, what I want you to do is step up to the herd, step up to the horse. Bang, make noise, ah! Do not let the horse get past you.
That's tomorrow, but today we're off on the Outback ride, a very fun horseback tour of the big, beautiful 20,000-acre ranch that surrounds Sombrero headquarters. What do you think so far?
I think so far I've got the best day of my life every day that we've been here.
The picturesque trail eventually takes us to the site of an old homestead, where we're greeted by some fine Western entertainment.
How do you like your steak, bud?
And a delicious steak fry. Fun stuff. After lunch, Rex will share some of the fascinating history of this area.
But you couldn't drive to the Mantle Ranch until the late 40s because it was too tough. There were no roads. They went in back with horseback. And when they'd go in the wintertime, they'd stay there. And they couldn't come out. If somebody got sick, it was just tough.
The railroad didn't get to Craig, Colorado until 1913. And the stagecoach ran here until automobiles finally took over about 1915. This was remote country in the late 1800s and a favored haven for outlaws, like Butch Cassidy. When passing through, Cassidy and his Wild Bunch gang often visited the Herb Bassett Ranch, which also served as the local post office. There, he'd pick up his mail, buy beef and horses, and, the story goes, spend time with Bassett's attractive daughters, Anne and Josie. Both sisters supposedly had off and on-again romantic relationships with Cassidy and other outlaws, but apparently no one involved had any problem with that. Anne, who lived to be 77, and Josie, who died at 90, reportedly encouraged those stories and certainly never denied them. Some also claim Ann Bassett bears a striking resemblance to the mysterious Etta Place, girlfriend of the outlaw, the Sundance Kid, and some say she was indeed that same person. But serious historians doubt the Cassidy romance tales and say the Etta Place story is a complete fiction. However, the Bassett women did indeed lead very colorful lives and have inspired several books, as has Brown's Park itself. Beautiful up here, huh? The Wild Bunch eventually faded away, but rustlers did not, until hired gunman Tom Horn showed up in 1900. 2 suspected rustlers were soon found dead, and the unsolved killings and Horn's reputation soon had the outlaws looking for greener pastures. Homesteading didn't last long here either.
They bet you 160 acres that you could make a living on it, which was really a long shot, because nobody did hardly.
Whoever moves the feet wins.
There's more to learn when we get back to the ranch about horses. Steve Mantle, whose dad Pat was Rex Walker's late partner, is an expert horse trainer specializing in turning wild Mustangs into gentle riding horses.
You ask him to stop, and you release when he does. There's where he'll get it. So now I'm going to say, like, moving this way again. And he's like, yeah. You see how big I am? I'm going, yeah. Yeah, it's getting worse. There. Move your feet. Not a big deal. Nope. Not a big deal. Now we'll go again.
Steve has a very attentive audience as he shows us the techniques that turn a wild animal that wants to run away into a partner that craves the attention and company only a human can provide.
They go through 3 stages. It's avoidance. Oh God, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. Acceptance of, okay, you can touch me. And then they'll go to craving. That's when you can walk into the pen, you can put your hand up like this, and they'll just walk up because they want this attention. They want to be petted and touched.
Hey! Yeah!
Later, a chance to do a little target shooting with the guns of the Old West, courtesy of the wrangler known as Silverbuck Chuck.
My claim to fame is authenticity. We're shooting in the 1880s, 1890s. I want to look as authentic as I can.
Chuck showed us his collection of Western memorabilia from the 1800s, including spurs, badges, and historic firearms.
The gun was manufactured in 1870, so that's 130. This is 147 years old.
Chuck doesn't fire the historic guns, only modern recreations. And after sharing some history about the real Old West,
Cowboy might wear his guns to town if he's going in and drinking in the saloon. But in the saddle, a working cowboy would never wear his guns. He'd had no need to.
Chuck gave us a target shooting demo.
This hand goes underneath, just like that.
Okay.
Then let us give it a try.
Pretty fun, huh?
Yeah, that is fun.
I'm having fun.
The Outback ride, the horse clinic, the Old West, all fun stuff. But now the preliminaries are over and the big day has finally come.
Hi, Mark.
It's over there.
It's about to begin.
Showtime.
It's Saturday morning. The 500 horses are gathered, we're in the saddle, and everybody's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Oh, this is what we've been waiting for.
The horses come charging out of the big holding corral, and the Great American Horse Drive is underway. Sombrero's team of pro cowboys are in charge, and they'll take the lead, staying out in front of the horse herd.
And rough.
The mission of us guest riders is to form a horseback wall around the rear and flanks of the herd. We're at a fast trot from the get-go as the horses take off down a remote dirt road. This is an endurance ride as well as a horse drive, non-stop. And while you can ride at your own pace and lollygag far behind if you want to, the action's at the front of our team, just behind the horse herd, where our head wrangler Chuck Hummel hollers out commands.
Hold up! Hold up!
There's an initial push of several miles down the road and over a bridge, and then we stop at a big meadow to regroup. And it's already quite the adrenaline rush.
Having fun?
Oh my gosh, more than that. More than that.
There's nothing like this anywhere. I mean, some people move horses, 20 miles, but they got like 10 people, 100 horses. We got 500.
500 horses also makes for quite the photo op.
There is nothing like it in the whole world.
And every year, Corrine Shippers leads a photography workshop held in connection with the drive, attracting photographers from around the country.
And it's kind of hard to prepare people for it. They really have no idea of what they're in for.
The seminar photographers don't ride. They'll follow the drive in pickup trucks as they capture this rare and beautiful scene on camera.
And we tell them it's to bring lots of memory and lots of battery power because you'll never shoot as much as you do here.
It's a totally unique experience. We don't get a lot of opportunities to be around herds of large animals. And so it's a pretty intense emotional and spiritual experience being next to all those running horses. It's really great.
I love the people that are involved, and I just like the camaraderie that seems to come with the Western lifestyle. And of course the horses. The whole experience is just very heartwarming and enjoyable.
But as fun as it is to photograph the drive, it's incredibly exciting to be horseback in the middle of it, where I'm doing my best to both stay on my horse and capture the action on my video camera. It gets a little crazy, and a lot of the footage will end up on the cutting room floor, but hopefully you get a sense of what it's like.
We should take a few pictures of you. You're amazing, I told you yesterday. You're amazing rider. You ride, I got all the stuff on you, do movies, interviews. You're an amazing guy.
How's it going so far?
Fabulous.
There are just so many moments. Intense, thrilling, exciting, exhilarating, and just plain fun. But those rare times when we slow down a bit are a welcome break as well.
Well, hang it in.
Everybody gets a breather at lunchtime when we're joined by the next generation of cowboys.
This is Sawyer and this is Hudson.
Twin sons of our head wrangler, Chuck. Won't be long before they're riding this drive with us. Lunchtime ends, we're back in the saddle, and the horses are on the move. And with a few miles behind them, the animals aren't quite as jacked up as they were first thing in the morning.
It's calmed down a little, huh?
It has calmed down a lot, but it's invigorating.
Back on the move, the horses pick up the pace, and so do we. It's the home stretch of day one. And finally, we reach the pasture where the horse herd will spend Saturday night. The horses are thirsty and we're tired, but the head man on the drive says day one went well.
Everything the horse handled well, everything managed it well, looks good coming in.
How was it?
Awesome. It was really good.
Those of us who made it are celebrating.
Lot of fun.
But unfortunately, not everyone did.
Some minor setbacks. Lost a few.
No one really hurt, just some people really hurting from a long ride, which will resume in the morning.
Here come the horses.
It's early Sunday, back where we left off.
Y'all fired up?
Yes, definitely.
Yesterday we were just warming up.
Couple of wounds.
Medicated, hydrated,
Feeling good.
intubated.
Good to see you, Mark.
The horses are raring to go, as Johnny Garcia gives us some last-minute instructions.
They're gonna come out this way. We cannot let them get past us.
The herd comes running out of the gate, and day two is underway. This horse drive gives horsepower a whole new meaning. The animals start the day with energy to burn. We'll again be fast trotting and even loping for much of the day. And we'll spend the whole day riding on or beside a paved highway. Not for the faint of heart.
I don't think they had pavement back in the Wild West.
Other than that, it's just like it, right?
Just like it. Yep. A lot of fun.
Among our riders is Miss Rodeo Colorado, a cowgirl who's right at home in the saddle.
I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite things, is just to get out on the open range and ride good horses, and I just love it. I've never done a horse drive like this before, so I'm really excited to do that. And I've met so many neat people, very interesting people, and I'm enjoying my time here. It's so much fun.
Even the pro cowboys are having a good time.
Oh yeah, it's a good time.
The trail today takes us right through the tiny town of Maybell, Colorado, which has turned the horse drive into a 4th of July type celebration.
It started out just people knew the drive was going on, so they show up to watch. Now the town has a whole festival built around it. They rope off the roads.
Crowds line Highway 40 as we bring the herd through town. We all pause to take 10, take a breath, and catch our breath.
It's tougher than I thought it would be.
Yeah? You glad you came?
I am. I'll probably come next year.
Cool. So it's tough, but it's worth doing, huh?
Absolutely. You have to be in shape for it, that's all.
Time to go. And again, a furious pace. Horses are in a hurry, and there's lots of galloping to keep up. Lots of galloping.
I just want to go fast. This is such a fun day.
We're getting plenty of that, huh?
Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, yeah. I had to hold my hat on.
There were a few bumps along the way. 2 of our best riders fell off and hit the ground, but both got right back on and finished the ride. Nobody wants to miss a moment of this thrill ride that'll be over way too soon.
We're on the home stretch of the Great American Horse Drive. In just a couple miles, it'll all be over. And then we get that buckle.
Ranch headquarters comes into view, and soon we're off the highway, on the driveway, and it's over.
Made it. Sweet. Sweet, sweet.
It's a little bittersweet. Hate to see it end. But then, I didn't ride on a bad knee like Mike Eddings did.
You are better than you think you are, and you can do more than you think you can. Dig deep. It's in there.
As cool as it is to drive 500 horses 60 miles,
This is a piece of America that doesn't really exist in a lot of places.
it's the people you meet that are the best part, like retired Navy SEAL Micah Fink, a horse drive wrangler who founded Heroes and Horses, a program that uses horses to help military veterans.
Sombrero Ranch is a wonderful, wonderful place, and anybody willing to take this challenge will walk away and realize, wow, it's probably memorable as one of the greatest experiences they ever had.
Come on up, Mark.
Way to go, Mark!
This unforgettable experience wraps up with the presentation of a very nice souvenir, that fine gate-to-gate buckle we get for going gate-to-gate and finishing the ride.
Say saddle sore!
Everybody who rode goes home with a buckle, including a consolation buckle for those who couldn't finish but gave it their best shot.
Thanks for everything.
And every time you look at that trophy, you'll remember how lucky you were to experience that wild ride in today's Wild West. The Great American Horse Drive. That's it for now. We're back next time with more cool stuff from today's Wild West. I'm Mark Bedore. We'll see you down the trail. For more information on the people and places featured in today's Wild West, or to order show DVDs and books, visit todayswildwest.com. Funding for Today's Wild West provided by the Montana Film Commission, the Leggett Foundation, the Chuckwagon Trail Riders Foundation, the Dude Ranchers Association, and the Dude Ranch Foundation.